everyone, my name is Hannah. I hope you're doing well. I wanted to do some more art today, so let's get into it. Here is the sketch. The first part of this process was sketching out thumbnails in the ideas book and figuring out what kind of thing that I wanted. And I sketched out about 4 thumbnail drawings, I believe, and I chose this one. This is kind of a new thing that I'm implementing in my art process. I mean, I learned how to thumbnail and that you should thumbnail in art school, but then I proceeded to not do it after art school at all, and I haven't been graduated for that long, so I decided to just kind of go back to that and start thumbnailing things because I feel like it'll help me improve what I want to do and come up with more ideas and everything, and that's kind of the whole reason I wanted to have an ideas book. I've heard of a lot of artists online talking about how they just have a book for their ideas, and then after that they go into their sketchbook and they pretty them up or whatever, and they make the final illustrations. Whereas what I've been doing is I've been immediately jumping into my sketchbook, immediately drawing stuff, and that's fine, that's whatever, but I decided that maybe this would give me a better grasp on the concept that I have in my head before I just go out and do it. So anyway, with all that being said, I decided to start an ideas sketchbook so that I can write down any and every art project that I have in my brain. I can just have it all in one place. I can add to it when I want. And this sketchbook, I have no idea where it came from. There's a couple of pages in here that are just not my drawings. Like, one of them is, 2 of them are mine, and then the other 2 of them are mine. One of them is this random airplane drawing. No idea whose it is, no idea where it came from. It's very much not my line quality or subject matter or anything that I would typically do. I know for a fact it is not mine. But the anatomy studies I did a long time ago, and then for some reason I put them in the back of the sketchbook. I think that I thought it was the front at the time, and now I have realized that it's not the front. So there's that, and then also there's this frog UFO one, so I was like, oh yeah, that's definitely mine. But anyway, I decided to make a little idea sketchbook so that I could have all my art ideas in one place. So far it's going pretty good. I will say that before this, I have kept my ideas, but I haven't ever broken them down into digestible tasks for myself, and I think I need to start doing that, because when I see a list like this and it's just do this painting, do this art thing, do this whatever, it stresses me out. I get really stressed out because I'm like, oh, this feels really big and it feels like I have to do it all right now at one time, and I think that's where I lack a lot in my art, is that I get into this kind of mindset of where I have to complete everything in one sitting or else I won't ever pick it up again, which, to be fair, does happen for me. For example, I've had this Minecraft painting that I've been trying to work out for years now. I mean, I have the sketch done, I have some of the colors laid down. It's like a pixel art kind of skull piece like there is in the game, and I wanted to recreate it, so I had it for my wall for decoration. But I made it originally in the summer of, I want to say 2022, 2023 maybe, and hey, it's in a bag right now, still unfinished. The paint has completely dried up. It was acrylic paint. I was thinking of of course I want to attempt it again, right? I've tried to attempt it multiple times throughout the years, and I just have never completed it. I just put it back down and I don't finish it. And I was thinking, well, hey, I really like using my acrylic markers. Maybe I could just use the acrylic markers and mark it up like that so that I actually finish it, because I know that I enjoy using those and I don't enjoy acrylic paint that much. So I was thinking maybe I'll do that, but I don't actually know if I will. But I do want to finish it. It is on my bucket list of things to finish. Anyways, where was I going with this? I guess I wanted to say that before having a designated ideas journal, I either kept them in like a Google Doc and I would look at them and then I'd be like, oh, those tasks seemed really daunting. I'm not going to do anything about this. Or they would just like, I would put them on sticky notes, and I had a whole bunch of ones on sticky notes, and then I spilled something on the paper and I had to throw it away, and I don't think I recorded it anywhere else. The majority of those, from what I remember, were ones that I wasn't super, like I was interested at the time in doing them, but now I'm not super interested in them. For example, I wanted to hand sew a skirt for myself, but then I ended up finding one at a thrift store that I liked, and I was happy with it, and so that's no longer a need for, to be a project anymore. Maybe a dress would be better, but so anyways, what I'm trying to say, and what I have already said at least 3 times in this voiceover, is that I wanted a designated sketchbook for my ideas. That's it, that's all, thank you very much. So anyway, moving on to what I have essentially yapped through for this voiceover so far. I was using pens, and I was also using a Jelly Roll white pen, and then I decided that the Jelly Roll white pen wasn't giving me enough coverage, so I took out my white Artex white acrylic marker, and I used that in some places. But basically, I wanted to do an eye on the front cover because, to me, being in the flow state and sitting down to create a piece of art, it feels like it comes from somewhere else, like it feels like your third eye is opening, man, that's how I think about it anyway. Anyway, so I decided to put an eye on it. I was thinking 3 at first, and then I was like, no, that's too many eyes, I gotta do just one. So I did just one, and so I inked that with the pen that you see me using, and then I wanted to give it some kind of background, and so I put like these little squiggly lines, and I made them go from cover to cover. But at first, when I was sketching this, I did not do that. I just did the background of the one with the eye on it, and so it's not super continuous, and some of the lines are wonky, but hey, we live, we ball, we go with it. And so that's what I did. I went with it, and then you'll see me afterwards. I take my white pen and I do lines for that too, just to like alternate the lines and such, and I think it looks really good. I like it, especially on the purple background. I think it looks cool. Oh, also, I left this part in because if you're ever wondering why I don't show, like, me erasing things, it's because my camera shakes, and I don't know how bad it was for that footage specifically, but usually, like, when I'm looking at it, it's pretty bad because the camera is shaking, the tripod thing is shaking, everything's shaking. Anyways, now it's time to go into the eye and do the idea letters. And I was trying to decide if I wanted to do like a white background in the eye and then like black letters, or if I wanted to do the inverse of that, or if I wanted to keep the words purple and just have the black outlines. You'll see that I end up doing the black letters with the white background, and then the purple is just whatever it is. Here's the part where I start with the Jelly Roll pen and I'm blocking in all of the background negative shapes inside the eye, and then later, like I said, I go through with an acrylic white marker and I do it over again. This is at the point when I'm thinking, oh, maybe I'll just leave the purple for the letters. And so I go over the black outlines again with the black, and I'm like, let's say 60% leaning towards coloring them in, but there's that little other percent where I'm like, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should just leave it purple. But, I end up just coloring it in. Also, I wanted to say, this has nothing to really do with the video, but I wanted to say when I'm recording these voiceovers, I want you guys to picture me just like pacing around my room, just like walking in a circle around my room, because that's what I'm doing right now. I'm walking around, I'm gesturing, I'm speaking into the phone, and I'm just trying to record the voiceover, and that's typically what I normally do. And hey, if I didn't have to sit down to record the videos that I make, I probably wouldn't. I'd probably be walking around making those too. But so there you go. I wanted that image in your head. And just to give the black letters something else, I put little highlights in each of the letters. Not really necessary, don't know why I did it, but I think it looks cool, so I'm gonna keep it. I almost forgot to include this of the final product, but anyway, here's the final product. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, a comment, and subscribe. It helps the channel grow and it makes me happy. Have a good day. Bye.